Coming up on Let's Get to the Points.
Mitch, do you want to tell us about your amazing trip to Bali?
Yeah, so I just got back last night.
And you were at the Hyatt Regency before you went to the Andaz.
The Regency it's very, very different from the Andaz. And I don't want to come off like, snobbish or anything about that, but how do I put this?
It's a dump.
Okay.
Good enough for me.
The people need to know.
Yeah, it's...
They're going to kill us.
And later.
And you've got something you booked with Choice, right? Choice Hotels?
Yeah, so it's no secret. I have an open relationship with Hyatt and Marriott. But I did have a fling with Choice Hotels in Rome last year.
Let me recover.
And now you're going to have another one-night stand. His new boo thing.
Yeah.
Now, let's get to the points. From Passion for Points, it's Serena. From Travel Sergeant, it's Miguel. From Nicole's Travel Tips, it's Nicole. And from Seek to a Suite, it's Mitch Shannon.
Hi there, and thank you for joining us on Let's Get to the Points audio and video podcast, where we bring you the very best in tips and tricks in the world of miles, points, and travel. I'm Mitch Shannon, joined by the very best Instagram and social media content creator, co-hosts in everything points, miles, and travel. First up, from Passion for Points, it's Serena.
Hi, everyone.
From the Travel Sergeant, it's Miguel.
Hey, what's up?
And from Nicole's Travel Tips, it's Nicole.
Hi, everyone. How are you?
Please make sure you subscribe now to our YouTube channel. And wherever you watch or listen, please hit that like button and subscribe button right now. The video and audio versions are also on Apple Podcasts and Spotify at Let's Get to the Points. Also, we love connecting and chatting with you. So feel free to drop us a DM on any one of our social media channels. Now it's time to do it. Let's get to the points. All right, here we are, another week. I just got back from Bali, and I'm seriously fighting some jet lag right now, but we're going to have a great show tonight, I promise. But before we start, I just wanted to let everyone know Miguel has put together a great guide that shows you how to book Southwest Airlines credit cards in the Companion Pass. We're going to add a link in the show notes and on our website as well. Simply sign up for our email list, and we will email you all the details in the guide. We've gotten a bunch of comments and questions about Southwest, and this is the guide that you need to know everything about Southwest. So do that now.
The Southwest Companion Pass is one of the best deals you can get with award travel. It pretty much gives you a buy one, get one free flights with Southwest. You just pay the minimal taxes, which is usually about $5, $6. As much as you want to fly with Southwest, whether it's with points or cash, your companion that you get to choose can fly for free for up to 2 years. So it's a great guide that we put together. So you can download it for free when you sign up for email list. So you definitely want to download that free guide we made for you.
I also love the Companion Pass. I've been using it this year. We've booked a couple of trips on it, and we have a few more coming up. I love the details in the guide. The graphics are amazing. It makes it easy to follow along. Step-by-step process. I would say that this one is teacher approved.
And if you need a Companion Pass strategy, we have this in this guide for you. So it will give you tips and tricks and how to go about which cards to get in order to get the Companion Pass.
Yeah, it's an incredible guide. Thank you, Miguel, for putting that together. So just head on over to our website right now or the link in the show notes and make sure you sign up for our email list and we will send that over to you ASAP. But first, we're going to start tonight with Nicole, and you're going to talk about buying Hyatt points. Is that a thing?
That is definitely a thing. While we are used to earning our points through spending and credit card sign-up bonuses, you can also purchase Hyatt points. Well, right now, Hyatt has a special bonus going on until December 4th, where you can purchase points and get a 20% additional bonus on buying points. But you might ask, why would I want to buy points? Well, let's say you have no points. Sometimes the cost of the hotel is actually more than the cost of purchasing the points for that same hotel. Case in point, we're going to Sacramento for a race in December, and the cost of the hotel per night is $399. But to purchase the points, we only need 9,000 points for the room. And for the same 3-night stay, we're comparing almost $1,600 versus $720. So the benefits of purchasing points points, especially for globalists, is that you don't have to pay for parking. That parking fee is waived on globalist stay. If you are not a globalist, there is waived resort fees. And sometimes those fees can be up to $30 per day, depending on the hotel that you're staying in. So that's a great savings right there. Also, another way I use buying points is if I have a friend that wants to stay at a hotel, I can book guest of honor for them. So I'm not sure if everyone does it this way, but what I do is I purchase the points for them and I add that to a card I'm working the minimum spend on, and then have them pay me back for those points. Then I book the stay for them as guest of honor, and they can enjoy the benefits of being a globalist during that stay. Have you guys ever purchased points from Hyatt?
I've purchased Marriott, of course, but not from Hyatt yet.
Hyatt usually run these promotions a couple of times per year. I've seen them up to 25%. I know one year we went to Tampa and the price of the hotel was $1,000 a night, but it was only requiring 18,000 points, which was much cheaper to buy 18,000 points than to pay $1,000 a night. Taylor Swift be jacking up the prices over there.
One thing to keep in mind when you're buying points is when you're buying Hyatt points, for example, don't expect to get the 4X that you normally get with a Hyatt stay when you use a Hyatt card, because it doesn't get processed through Hyatt. It actually gets processed through a different company. So you'll want to use a credit card that maybe you're working on minimum spend or you're getting minimum 2X on. Don't think that it's going to be a Hyatt transaction on your card when you're buying points.
That is correct. And also there is a limit to the amount of points you can buy in a calendar year. You can buy 2 to 55,000 points per year. And the bonus doesn't count into the 55,000, just how much you actually pay for. So just keep that in mind. So think about buying points and see if it makes sense for you and your stay or your friends that are hanging out with you. Serena, you have a great deal about some points we can earn with American Express, correct?
Yes. So American Express has an elevated offer if you open a business checking account right now. And this is very exciting because I consider this to be very easy points. So this is like a bank bonus, but instead of getting cash, you're getting Amex points instead. And the reason why I bring this up is because I did it last year and it is so easy. I usually don't bother with bank bonuses, but this one I'm going to do for my parents because it was really easy points. So let me tell you about how to go about doing this. So the best part about this is there are no fees for this checking account and no direct deposit is required. All you have to do is deposit $5,000 into an Amex business checking account, make 5 or more qualifying transactions within 60 days, leave that money in there for 60 days, and after you meet the qualifications, you'll get 50,000 bonus points. Those 5 qualifying transactions, it's really easy to satisfy that because all you have to do is just transfer in maybe $1 or $2 into this account 5 different times. Last year, I transferred money from my Chase account into my Amex business checking account, and that satisfied the requirement. You will earn interest on the money in the account, and you want to be sure that you apply by December 12th. Amex is great because there is a dashboard when you log in to keep track of whether you're on your way to meeting the bonus requirement. So it will keep track of whether you made your $5,000 deposit, whether you completed the 5 transactions, and whether you have kept that average balance of $5,000 in 60 days. So we will include a link to this offer in the show notes for you if you're interested. Normally the bonus is 30,000 points. Last year when I signed up for it, it was 60,000, but we've never seen it back at 60,000 again. So I would jump on this 50,000 bonus right now because it's so easy. 50,000 Amex points are so valuable. That could be one round trip ticket from the US to Europe in economy. It could be one-way business class ticket from the US to Europe. It could be 2 round trip tickets in economy to Hawaii. So I consider Amex points to be very valuable. So when you see an easy offer like this, it's definitely something to look into and jump on it right away.
I love this deal. I personally did it twice. I did it as a sole proprietor and with my LLC. And the bonus is definitely easy to get. And the dashboard really keeps you on track.
Yeah, Serena. So I've also been seeing this line of credit offer on American Express as well under my account when I sign in. And it says if I will take a line of credit for my business, they're going to offer me 25,000 bonus points as well. Now, I know it's targeted, but from what I understand and I've been reading online, you really don't even have to take the line of credit or use it. You just have to sign up for that offer and you'll get an additional 25,000 bonus points as well. So that's something that maybe people could look out for too, and maybe stack it with this checking bonus. That would be a big payday in points right there.
These Amex deals are great offers because I used 50,000 points to buy 4 tickets one way from the US to Amsterdam for our summer trip last year. So that's how valuable these points are. So if you can, definitely look into these offers and jump on them before they go away. So Mitch, do you want to tell us about your amazing trip to Bali?
Yeah, so I just got back last night. We flew Singapore Airlines. We did Bali, Singapore, LA. We stopped in Singapore for a couple of hours on our return. And I'm seriously fighting some jet lag right now. I think I took a 5-hour nap today.
Oh, that must have felt good.
It felt great, but it's not going to feel good tonight at about 3 a.m. when I want to go to bed. We had a really good time. We stayed at the Hyatt Andaz in Bali, and it was an incredible resort, and it's a category 4, and it was 15,000 points a night. And what we did is we also used our suite upgrade award to upgrade to the suite. And then beyond that, maybe I got a little greedy. I don't know. We wanted one of the villas. So I asked what it would cost to upgrade beyond our suite to the villa. And it came out to $100 a night. So for our villa, $100 a night, I think that was a good deal to get that big space and our little private plunge pool as well. So yeah. So what questions do you guys have about Bali? I know you've got a lot.
So Mitch, I know you did an Instagram live from that property, right?
Yes.
I really enjoyed watching it. I especially enjoyed seeing the food that you had for breakfast too.
Yeah, the Instagram live, that was Port's idea. He's like, we got to do an Instagram live. I'm like, okay, I'm not good at that, but I will, right? We did it at breakfast that morning. And I know I've said this before, it's the best breakfast ever. But what I want to say about the Hyatt Andaz in Bali is it is the most unique, most incredible, probably one of the best higher elevated experience breakfasts I've ever had out of all these hotels. First off, they don't have a buffet. Everything is on the menu and you order it from the menu. It's all a la carte. You can get as much as you want. You can get as many items as you want throughout your entire time there while you're there for breakfast. The one item that I loved the most was these souffle pancakes. That was the best. It was this pancake and they brought it out. It was fresh, a little bit of syrup you put on the top. Absolutely delicious. But the other dishes as well, like they had steamed dumplings. I love the steamed dumplings. They had soba noodles. They had a wide variety of these dishes. And when you look at them, I'll show you some of these here on YouTube. You can see the elevated quality and how delicious and really good this food looks. And it tasted even better than it looked. I mean, out of all the things that we did in Bali, I would say the breakfast at the Andaz was well worth the points and everything that we paid to enjoy that because it was so good.
So Andaz, I'm sensing a pattern here. Andaz Pattaya, Andaz Bali. So which one was best in two different aspects? So the resort and the room and the breakfast.
Yeah, that's okay. So that's a tough question. So I'm partial to Pattaya because it's Thailand and I love Thailand so much. But if we're just basing it off the resort and the room alone, that room in Bali, I'm not going to lie, it was incredible. It had like a little pond in the back. We had a couple of fish. I fed the fish in our own little pond every morning. That was cool. It had this huge bathroom. The villa was great. Our own little private pool was great too. When it comes to the breakfast, Pattaya was very unique in what they had. They had the buffet, but they had many different dishes. But I think the Bali Andaz wins simply for the elevated experience at that breakfast. They're really pushing their sustainability efforts there, which I have to really commend them on because it really reduces food waste. When you go to these buffets, people just kind of get a lot of extra food and they don't need. That's not the case. I really enjoyed that. It was a really, really nice breakfast.
So would you say that was your favorite Hyatt breakfast?
I think at the Park Hyatt Bangkok, they brought us coconut drinks every morning and coconut. So I would say that's a tough one. I'd say they're like right there, right next to each other. Yeah.
You have to go to the Andas where the monkeys are in Costa Rica and try their
Oh yeah, I'd love to hear that.
You. That's the best breakfast.
I'd love for you to compare. Can you do that for us?
Please. It's for research purposes only.
Well, our tour guide in Bali was trying to get us to go to Monkey Village. And I said, there's no way. We're not doing that at all.
That's so funny.
I would rather fly home in the middle seat than visit the monkeys.
And he was also telling the story. He went to the monkey village a couple days before, and he said a monkey jumped on him and scratched his back.
Oh, it's so helpful.
Yes, I know. And I'm like, wow, you're making this choice even easier for me. This is why I don't want to go.
Isn't Bali where the monkeys like take your phone and then wait for you to give them food to give you your phone back?
Yeah. Yeah. You saw that Instagram post. I saw the same thing. It's like they know how to negotiate, right? And we were talking to our guide about this. He's like, yeah, they're really smart. They'll take your phone or whatever you have, they'll even search in your pockets. They'll take it, they'll hold it, and then you got to pay them off with food. And sometimes they don't even give it back. They go up the tree and they take your phone up the tree and you never get your phone back.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
So is Bali on Instagram like Bali in reality?
Oh, that's a tough question, because I don't want to come off negative about Bali, but I will say, you know what? Maybe if I was in my early 20s, I would have enjoyed it more. We went to a couple of the temples, the gates and everything. There was a line. There was a long wait. There was a lot of people there trying to take a lot of pictures. It was very touristy. There really wasn't like an exclusive type feeling anywhere we went to go see in Bali. It was a lot of tourists. Outside our hotel, they had this beach path walkway that kind of went all the way up and down the coast. And we nicknamed it, well, if you're in Los Angeles or California, you'll know it, the 405, but we nicknamed it the 405. And we nicknamed it that because every morning there were so many people and so many bicycles just going up and down this bike path that it was pretty crazy if you went out there.
Did you get Bali belly?
No, we only pretty much ate at the resort the entire time. We did eat at one restaurant that was when we were on our tour, and it was actually pretty good. I don't eat fried food, but I'm like, you know what? I'm not going to do any kind of fresh vegetables just because we're outside the hotel. So I did like some fried noodles and I was fine there. So yeah, no Bali belly here. We stuck to the resort.
And you were at the Hyatt Regency before you went to the Andaz. Can you tell us about that? I know it was like half the price points. Is it worth saving the points for that?
Yeah, so it's funny because I had one of my followers on Instagram. I was kind of going back and forth with him in chats about this, and I felt kind of bad because the Regency it's very, very different from the Andaz. And I don't want to come off like, snobbish or anything about that, but the Regency, I'm going to be honest, it's a dated property. It's kind of older. It's kind of kept well, but how do I put this?
It's a dump.
Okay.
Good enough for me. I'm not staying there.
It's your typical Regency, right? It's been around for years. It needs some updating. This is my assumption because you have a lot of the Regencies that are like that, right? So let the people need to know.
Yeah, it's. Hey, thank you for saying that, Nicole.
They're gonna kill us.
I have a feeling my daughter will wake up at the Hyatt Regency and think, "Are we gonna move to a better hotel?"
Oh.
Yes, sweetie, we're gonna go to Andaz next. Don't worry.
Yes, it's right next door. We can walk there, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Here's what I do want to say. The thing that kind of maybe ticked me off or kind of upset me a little bit is when I made the booking, right? So I booked it, I think it was 8,000 points a night for one night that I booked it. And we had booked a 1-bedroom regular room. So we booked it and then I'm checking on the app, right? Getting ready to sign in. And it said, you've been upgraded to a 2-bed room. And I'm like, wait, hold on. We didn't book 2 beds. We booked 1 king. So we got there and basically, I don't know exactly what happened. They took 2 beds, like 2 twin beds. They pushed them together and they called it a Hollywood bed. I've never heard of a Hollywood bed before. And then they tried to push off on us that we were upgraded when I think they were kind of maybe oversold or out of the 1 bedrooms. So, and then that's how they tried to make it right by saying they upgraded us. But I don't know about you guys, but I like to have my toilet and my shower and my tub all in one. So the toilet was actually by the front door, and then the shower and the sink and everything else was on the other side of the room. So you had to go like separate.
Is it how you like your shampoo and conditioner all in one?
3 in 1, like when we were baby.
3 in 1. What was that? Per Plus? Yeah, all in one.
Yeah.
I remember that.
God.
Oh gosh, yeah, all in one is how I like my bathroom and my toilet. Yeah, just like the shampoo.
All right, so save up your points and head to the Andaz.
Yeah, and for category 4 at the Andaz, that's not bad at all. You can use a free night certificate there too.
I'm okay with it being a category 4 because the room was new. The property is still pretty new. The breakfast was well worth whatever the points we paid. And at the Regency, don't get me wrong, the breakfast was nice. The Regency Club, it was nice. I would say if you are a family and you've got kids, it's going to be great for you with the pool and everything. You guys are going to love it. But if it's just kind of a couple, or you have maybe a younger child, I think you're going to want that elevated experience at the Andaz.
I'm a family and I like elevated experience. I'll go to the Andaz.
We know, Serena. We know.
And what's great, Serena, that you would enjoy is, so the villa that we had, there's a door in between that backs up, and you can get two of the villas, and one villa is a king bed and the other is two twin beds.
Oh, nice.
So you can have two villas right there. And then you can
perfect.
share the whole little compound.
Yeah, I want a compound in Bali. That sounds great.
Mitch,
Sold.
don't get her started.
Sold.
Tune in next week for Serena's compound. So, Mitch, you had a wonderful stay at the Andaz. I can't wait to see it. Do you think we're going to see more scenes, more detail about this hotel?
Yeah, I did shoot some video. I'm going to plan on doing another special edition of Let's Get to the Points, where I kind of show the room and I kind of show the property as well. So look for that in 3 months.
Look for it soon. Coming soon.
Coming soon. How about that?
Yeah. All right, Mitch, I'm excited to see that special edition. What do we have next?
It's now time to move on to our weekly recap. All right, it's now time for our weekly recap. We share our tips and insider lessons with you from stuff that we've recently booked. So we're going to start with the King of Hearts, Mr. Miguel. And you've got something you booked with Choice, right? Choice Hotels?
Yeah, so it's no secret. I have an open relationship with Hyatt and Marriott, but I did have a fling with Choice Hotels in Rome last year.
Oh.
But
I have to recover here.
Yeah.
Let me recover.
And now you're going to have another one-night stand.
Oh, gosh.
And it was a great deal. I made a post on Instagram about how this hotel, Principessa Isabella, was like a great deal in Rome, great location, 15,000 points. So I ended up booking another hotel that's part of Choice Hotels. And I started looking into how I could maximize my earnings booking this hotel. So I registered for a promotion that they have. I signed up for their dining portal. I booked it directly, but through Rakuten, so I could earn 3 points, extra points per dollar. And then card pointers let me know that there was an offer on American Express cards that I have for the Ascent collection, which is part of Choice Hotels. So after it's all said and done, I'm going to be booking this room for one night, spending $200 for the night, but then I'm getting a room that's worth like $300, plus I'm getting like $50 worth of points. It seems like a pretty good deal. So I started just looking more into Choice Hotels, and I'm like, you know what? Choice Hotels is something that I think it's a little bit underrated because of all the hotels that they actually have. And we tend to look at them like they just have a lot of budget hotels, but they just bought Radisson Americas this year. So their umbrella is like really growing, and they do have a few upper scale properties. So it's something that's worth looking into.
So what you're saying is that you have another hall pass on Hyatt? Am I hearing correct?
Yeah, I'm just, exploring my other options right now. And, I always try to compare, not just Hyatt and Marriott, but, cash days at other hotels. This year, I'm not worried so much about getting elite status for next year because I have globalist friends now. But, I like to compare, and I also look up at the Rocket Miles and see just what's the best option. And this seemed to be the best option for a night that I need. So we'll see how that works out.
All right. Let us know how your one-night stand goes.
That's what it is, I guess. I'm going to have a one-night stand.
Yeah, looking at other hotel options is always great. I checked Rocket Miles many a times before, and sometimes the deals are really, really good. So for 1 or 2 night stay, definitely look at alternative methods to booking your hotels. Do you guys have the Capital One card?
Yes.
The Capital One card, they have now some premium hotel stays. They also have discounts on some of those hotels. I know there's a new promotion where there's $200 off some of those premium hotels. So if you can find a hotel that's $200 to $300, then you could practically get it for anywhere but the taxes and fees close to $100. So definitely, if you have the Capital One card, check out the portal to see if you can save some money on those hotels.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to see if Capital One Travel continues these promotions, because last month they had another promotion. And, I logged into our Capital One Venture X account. There was 12 different promotions that we were targeted for. One of them was that $200 off any amount for the premium stays for those hotels. But there was a few other interesting promotions. So I'm hoping they continue this trend in offering different promotions, because some of these are pretty good deals.
Yeah, it's really great because with their Premier collection, it also includes breakfast for two, possible upgrades, early check-in, late checkout. It's their version of the FHR program, Fine Hotels and Resorts at Amex. And I don't have the Amex personal card, so I don't have that. But I have the Capital One Venture X card. So I think it's great that they're moving in this direction.
And they just opened that Capital One lounge in Denver too.
Guess who used their companion pass to book a trip to Denver
Also,
to check out the lounge?
are you just going to check out the lounge?
And go to Denver, of course.
Yeah, are you?
I mean, kind of.
Good for you. It's supposed to be the biggest Capital One lounge.
You know what? I have the Frontier status. I could probably go to Denver for like $50 round trip. I should go check it out.
I would say that I was influenced by an influencer. So maybe we'll get some skiing in there, but have points, we'll travel.
Okay, so in one of our previous episodes, I talked about new hotel openings that were coming up, and I mentioned how Park Hyatt Marrakech has been delayed for many years and will probably be delayed into 2024-25. Turns out they are now going to open December 15th of this year. And Hyatt confirmed it with me. If you look it up on Google, it'll say December 15th. When you do a search and try to book it online, you can see that it is a category 6, so it'll cost about 25,000 points per night. However, it still says contact hotel. I'm unable to book it. I will be there soon, and I would love to stay at that property, especially if it's going to be open. So stay tuned if I ever get a chance to book it. I am working with my concierge to make this happen, so let's see what happens.
I'm
That
excited
sounds
for
exciting.
you. I hope you get it. Yeah.
It looks amazing. I mean, there are lots of suites. I would use a suite upgrade award, of course. A lot of the suites come with their own hammam inside your suite. It looks like a sprawling property. It's a little bit outside of Marrakech, far from all the tourist attractions, but hey, it's Park Hyatt. I don't care.
Fingers crossed you get it. Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right. Before we move on now, it's time for Nicole's wins and losses. What win and loss do you have to share with us this week, Nicole?
Well, I want to share with you first my lesson. I fell into the rookie trap, and there was an Amex thing I needed to enroll for in order to get the credit, and I forgot to enroll. So I lost out on $20, but it's going to be okay. It's going to be okay.
That freaks me out too. I always double check, because I get scared that I'm going to, do it wrong, especially with all the cards I have.
And that's what it was. It was a new card. And so I forgot that I have to enroll the new card into the same offer. So this is your weekly reminder to make sure when you get a new card to enroll in all the benefits, especially with American Express. Definitely enrolled. All right. So we have a couple good ones this week. So Lovan Travels used buying groups to help him hit minimum spend on 4 ink cards.
Wow.
Yeah. Lisa Bonita booked a cheap trip to Lisbon in January. Sierra Travelfy, her P2 got approved for the Capital One banking bonus through the Venmo deposit. And Ethan Sanders, 98, booked round trip tickets to Spain for 96,000 points and $300 in taxes and fees for April.
It's not bad at all.
What a great time of year, too.
The weather is perfect. Keep sending us your wins and your lessons. We love to hear about them. We love to see your travels, and send it to us so we can post it here on our YouTube channel.
Sounds great. Thanks, Nicole. It's now time to move on to Ask Us.
Hi, my name is Vicky from Calistoga. I love watching your show and the diverse perspectives you guys bring. My question is this: I would love to go see the Paris Olympics next year. How do you suggest I best use my miles and points? Thank you.
Okay, thanks, Vicky. All right, guys, I'm getting a little anxiety about this because, big events like this, you need to book them as soon as it's announced, kind of like Miguel did. What are we going to tell Vicky? What do you got, Serena? Seats.aero to the rescue here, I think?
Yes, great idea, Mitch. So Air France and KLM just recently reduced award tickets from the US to Europe down to 50,000 miles one way in business class from the US to Europe, which is amazing. We're going to use Seats.aero to look during this time period to see if we can find seats for you, Vicky, during this time period. Okay, so the Paris Olympics runs from July 26th through August 11th. We're going to need the Seats.Aero Pro version for this since we're looking at a time period that is more than 2 months out. So under search for origin airport, we'll put USA just to broaden our search criteria. For destination airport, we'll put in CDG for Paris. Departure date, we'll say July 26th, but we'll also add plus or minus 7 days to give us more options. Show individual flights. Under Pro, you can select only direct flights and whether you want to minimize fees. If you want to fly business class, we can sort the business column. You can see the 50,000 point availability here. And a Seats.Aero tip. After you sort the business class column, you can hold down the shift key and also sort the departing date column. This way, you can see the available dates in order for all of the 50K flights. So Air France's Flying Blue program is so nice because at the time of this recording, we have some dates here with 9 seats available. And if you go to the info button, you can find the deep link to take you to Air France's website to book this flight. So keep in mind also that Air France and KLM award tickets for children ages 2 to 11 years get a 25% discount. There is also currently a 25% transfer bonus from Chase to Air France's Flying Blue program through the end of November. This means that a 50,000-mile award ticket will actually only be 40,000 miles, and that's if you use Chase points. That child award ticket will only cost 30,000 miles in business class if you stack the child discount with the Chase transfer bonus. So if IID Dulles, shown here, is not your home airport, then you would need to book a positioning flight to get there from your home airport. A lot of times when you have a specific destination during a specific time period, you might have to be okay with booking positioning flights to get where you need to go. And Vicky, since you are on the West Coast, the 50K deal from the West Coast to Europe still applies. You'll just have to find dates with this particular offer. You can use the same search process on Seats.Aero if you're looking to fly in economy. And if you're watching this on YouTube, the availability we see here may not be available anymore by the time you do your search. So the idea here is to help you so that you can do your own award searches when you're ready. And if you need more Chase points to transfer to Flying Blue, the Ink cards still have the 90K bonus offers right now. And you can find links to those cards on our website, letsgettothepoints.com. And our promo code is LGTTP20 for $20 off your first year of Seats.Aero Pro.
Hi, Vicky. I'm so excited that you want to go see the Olympics. This was on my list of things to do. Now that we're dealing with points and miles, it seems like more of a reality than a dream. So I started looking into hotels in Paris in this area. And so far, up to my last check, I didn't see any points availability at any of the Hyatt properties. I'm not sure if Hilton or Marriott have the same policy, but I think Hyatt, when they have these big events going on, they tend to block out dates for point arrivals. Now, you could possibly reserve it for cash, but I'm sure those prices are high during the Olympic times. So you might want to check out things like Airbnbs, maybe a VRBO, or check your portal and maybe you could find hotel deals through there. We mentioned earlier about the Capital One deal where you can get $200 off a night. That might be something that will help reduce the cost of staying at a hotel during this exciting time.
Hi, Vicky. Yeah, first, I love how you want to go see the Olympics in Paris. I've been a huge fan of the Olympics for as long as I can remember, all the way back to the days, I'm going to date myself, Mary Lou Retton was in the Olympics. Love them, and I loved her. Now, with all that said, what are you waiting for? You needed to have booked this like last year. So I did a little digging like Nicole, and here's what I found in regards to a couple of hotels for you. So first off, I got a couple of friends in the airline industry, and they're already telling me that they've already received notices that their crew hotels and their layovers, those accommodations that they're going to be using, it's already like 9 months out. They're already going to be relocated away from Paris as it is. So as of our recording right now of our show, here's what I found for you. I checked the Hilton website, nothing there. All the points options sold out. Like Nicole, I checked Hyatt, nothing there. Now, I did find an IHG property for you. Nothing to get excited about, but the Holiday Inn Express Charles de Gaulle Airport, better than nothing. It's going for 53,000 IHG points per night, which that's not great, but it's an option. Another option is to check nearby cities like Versailles that has some award availability, and it's a rather short train ride into Paris. Once again, not the best option, but that is an option too. Now, I think the bigger takeaway here for everyone is if you got your heart set on these world events like this, it's always important to plan as far in advance as you can and not wait around. So there you go, Vicky. A couple of options. Airport hotel. Yeah, I mean, you could if you got the points. So
Hi, Vicky. So another couple things I would add is if you're looking through Air France and you don't find anything from your airport, it's worth considering flying out of Mexico City or Cancun, which Air France flies from as well, to have more options. As far as the hotels, I know Choice Hotels, one of my flings, doesn't let you book on points until about 3 months prior. So nobody has even had that option yet. Maybe you could set a timer for about 3 months prior to your stay and start checking to see if there's availability with Choice Hotels as well.
that is a great tip. Thank you, Miguel, with your new fling. Is that it?
His new boo thing.
What's that?
His new boo thing.
His new boo thing. Yeah, I love it. All right. Thank you, everyone. And thank you, Vicky, for sending us your video thoughts. So easy for you to be on our show. Simply drop us a line on any one of our social media channels or visit our website, letsgettothepoints.com, and we'll answer your question right here. All right, we're almost done, but before we wrap up, we've got more questions from you on our Instagram and social media channels. So if you're watching on YouTube or Spotify, look for the questions on your screen as we share our best short, quick responses. Kim over email asks, I look forward to your podcast every Friday. Friday mornings are great, but what should I listen to during the rest of the week? What are some of your favorite points, miles, and travel podcasts? Miguel.
Yeah, so I don't really listen to podcasts. I mean, I listen to one only, and that's this one. So I can't help you. What about you, Nicole?
Well, I run a lot, so I'm always listening to something. And my Wednesday long run podcast is Miles to Go. I don't know what it is about Kerr, but his voice just mesmerizes me at 4:30 in the morning. In the afternoon, the other one I love to listen to is 9 to Fly. This is a story about a lady who has job hop and has increased her salary almost $100,000. So those are my favorite two to listen to. Some points, some money. How about you, Serena?
So I listen to Milenomics. They have a paid podcast, but also they have a free version, which is one where they cover their travels. And, sometimes it's kind of boring to listen to points and miles strategy a lot. Listening to people just travel with their points and miles is fun too. So like recently I listened to one of their episodes where they went to the St. Regis Maldives and I'm like, oh, I need to go there now. St. Regis Maldives. That sounds good, right? And another one is if you're a Disney person, you want to learn more about Disney, there is the Disney Points podcast. Sam just finished a trip to Tokyo Disney, Shanghai Disney, and Hong Kong Disney, and she'll be covering that on her podcast. And I've enjoyed listening to that. I just need to warn you that no other podcast is going to be as entertaining as us. So be prepared. You're not going to laugh as much
Manage
as
your
you do.
expectations.
Manage your expectations. No other podcast is going to say, you do you, boo. They're not going to say that.
Or tell you what Regency's a dump, right?
Right,
mean, come on.
exactly.
Exactly. We keep it real over here.
How about you, Mitch?
I'm a big fan of, I don't know if you guys listen to him or not, but it's a Daily Churn. He's kind of an advanced one for people that are into points and miles, but this guy, he gives some really good advice and he's really into the meal kits, like the home delivery meal kits. I don't know how he does it, but he stacks those deals. And yeah, the Daily Churn, I think, but that one comes out about once a month. So not every week like us, where you need to be sticking with. All right. Okay. Our next question comes from Sherry over Instagram DM. And she asks, if you could have 1,000,000 points of any currency, which 1,000,000 points would you have? Miguel.
I'd do 1,000,000 Chase points because I would cover both hotels and flights. What about you, Nicole?
Yeah, I was going to say Hyatt, but open up the umbrella to Chase to include the flights. Definitely, yes. I would take 1,000,000 Chase points. How about you, Serena?
I will take Amex points. And yes, I understand. I will lose out on the Hyatt points by going with Amex, but I think I like to have the chance to transfer to ANA and Avianca. As Nicole mentioned earlier in the show, you can buy Hyatt points too. How about you, Mitch?
Unpopular opinion here, but I would take 1,000,000 ANA points. And I know that's weird, but I feel like I could stretch them out a bit, longer because they have pretty low redemption rates and they have Star Alliance availability. And I love Star Alliance carriers. So that's pretty much all I need is just 1,000,000 ANA points. That's what I would take. Final question tonight comes from Hillary, and she asks, my parents, they're getting a little older and I'd love to take them on a big international trip. Do you have any recommendations on good locations that are pretty easy for seniors? Miguel.
So I would narrow down the destinations based on the length of the trip of the flight. So I would look at nonstop destinations wherever your home airport is from, and then focus from there. And then also look at the weather, because I know that's probably a big deal with as we get older. You want to be around nice weather. What about you, Nicole?
I agree. The weather is important. Also check the elevation of the places that you want to visit and access to public transportation, because some places you want to go, especially in Europe, have a lot of ups and downs, and it's a lot of walking for older people. How about you, Serena?
Yeah, not only Europe, I mean, even in Colorado, I have trouble with the elevation there.
Yeah.
So this is unpopular opinion, especially for points and miles people, but I've done this numerous times with my family. My favorite multi-generational trip is taking a cruise. You only have to unpack once. You get to see many different destinations, and there's something from old to young. You can split up if you wanted to, and then you come back and have dinner together on the ship. It's great. We're going to do that again next summer with my in-laws, and my parents are coming along. We've done it in the past. Cruises are great for multi-generational trips. How about you, Mitch?
Yeah, cruises are great. Hillary, if they're up for it, I'd highly recommend maybe trying to go to Australia. It's very modern there, and it's pretty easy for seniors to get around there as well. I took my mother-in-law there, and she has a couple of health problems, but she had no problem getting around the city, seeing the sights. In fact, we actually took her to go see the koalas, and she loved that too. All right, please keep these Instagram and social media questions coming. We love them so much, and they're always fun to answer here on our show.
Remember to subscribe now to our YouTube channel to get updates when we release a new episode. If you enjoyed this episode, please give us a like right now and leave us a comment below right now.
Also, feel free to follow us on Instagram, send us a DM, and if you have any thoughts or ideas on our show, please let us know.
And if you listen to us on Apple Podcasts, we'd love it if you wrote us a 5-star review for us.
Also, if you're there today, be sure to look for Miguel and Nicole. We're so excited that they're going to be there at the Travel More Conference in Asheville, North Carolina. They're going to have a couple of seminars there, and I'm jealous I can't be there to listen to you guys talk, because you guys are going to do a great job. That's it for now. I want to thank all of our hosts: Serena from Passion for Points.
Bye, everyone.
Miguel from Travel Sergeant.
Yeah, later.
Nicole from Nicole's Travel Tips.
See you guys next week.
And I'm Mitch Shannon from Seat to a Suite. Find out more about us at our website, letsgettothepoints.com, and we'll all see you here next Friday. Thanks for watching and listening.
Let's get to the points.com.